Hey there, fellow Voyagers. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to No Man's Sky. Episode 2, Seeking the Awakening. Gek, gek, gek. Muse, muse, muse. The stone resonates, producing a sound that fills my mind. A vision begins to take shape. A small alien life form kneels before me. They are tied, beaten, without meeting my gaze. They offer up their hand. Accept the knowledge. The name Gek floats in my vision, an echo of the strange vision I just experienced. A word in the alien tongue is seared into my brain. I learned the word for friend. Well, so far I haven't had any radioactive storms, so that's good. What the hell are you? That is a wild looking species. So I've already discovered 8/10 of the species on this planet. And this is the signal that I wanted to find. So let's save. Dobrek post. Nice. And then interact with the broken technology. Sparking wires of the machine generate a signal. Tapping out, it's broadcast into the void. Whoever left this message is long gone. Decipher it. Decoding. 16, 16, 16. Entry. No fuel in. Failed to reach station. Hazard protection low. No choice but to underground. Deploy. Base computer. As well as the log entry, the signal contains plans for a base computer and terrain manipulator. With any luck, the base computer will hold more information about whoever's leaving these messages. I'm going to extract the plans for base computer. And I got a terrain manipulator blueprint as well. I'm going to get into this cave before I do anything else so I can get out of the radiation for a moment. Provided this cave is not full of hazardous flora, which it happens to be. So not only is the planet radioactive, these are toxic. Fantastic. But I can harvest them for sodium, so I guess there's that benefit. Nope, that's full of oxygen. Care a little bit less about that. And as you can see, if my laser gets hotter, my mining gets a lot faster. So redlining your mining laser is definitely the way to go. Alright. I want a terrain manipulator. That allows me to dig. This is going to cost me 2 carbon nanotubes, which is carbon, and then dihydrogen jelly. So let's get that done. I don't have the carbon for the carbon nanotubes. And I don't have the hydrogen for the dihydrogen jelly, so we'll go collect that. There happens to be dihydrogen red over here. Delicious. And I need 40 of it for 1 jelly. And then we'll cut down some, like, plant life for the carbon. So is that enough jelly? It was. Alright, plant life for carbon. The closest... Well, I'm gonna head this way, because my ship's over this way. Ow. And I'm scanning some of the plant life before I harvest so I get bonus. Nope. Nope. These sentinels were investigating. I want to be left alone. So I just jumped away real quick so that it'd piss off. Keep redlining the laser. Okay, that is lots of carbon. I got 250 of it. Perfect. So, make 2 tubes. And now we have a terrain manipulator. Alright, so with the terrain manipulator, we'll be able to harvest copper. Copper is what I need to make chromatic metal. And I am scanning around my local area to see... There, copper deposit 300 units away. The other copper deposit was about 3 times that distance, so I wanted to find whatever was closest, because, you know, I'm burning resources in simple travel time. So I gotta do it efficiently. If you hit the letter G, as in gamma, it allows you to switch between your tools in your multi-tool. So right now my terrain manipulator is indeed selected, and I can manipulate the terrain and harvest this copper so that I can make chromatic metals. I don't try to harvest everything, I just try to do it efficiently. I'm not trying to like get every last drop of copper in this, mostly because it doesn't matter. But while I'm processing this material, let's go underground so that I'm not getting irradiated. Digging myself a little tunnel. Alright, we'll drop the portable refiner. Interact with it. Fuel it up. And then stick all this copper inside. And this copper will yield 86 chromatic metal at a 2-to-1 ratio. The terrain manipulator gets recharged cheaply with silicate powder, which is what you get by just mining terrain, which is really convenient. And if I did happen to find uranium, I would be able to recharge my radiation shields. So even though the tutorial doesn't have me looking for uranium, it wouldn't necessarily hurt if I found some nearby. So while I'm sitting in this cave and more or less protected from the ambient radiation, I'm going to look at... see if there's any uranium conveniently close. A lot of sodium around me, but not a lot of uranium. Closest uranium was like maybe 600 units away. That one is the closest I see so far. It's 619. Yeah, that might be the best shot at getting uranium. Uranium will also double as launch fuel. Allow me to take off. Alright. You can't pick up a portal refiner unless you empty out the output and input. You can only refund the fuel. There we go. And all of this allows me to build a base computer, which is the next part of my tutorial. I don't necessarily want a base on a radioactive planet, but I'll put it here for now. Register the land as your own. Use the base computer with E. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to a different planet to do that. So before I do that, I'm going to head over to the uranium. But I don't really want a radioactive planet to be my, like, home. A man has standards. Before I leave here, if I could get a full catalog, that would be great. So taking a look at the fauna I missed. We missed an uncommon underground, always active, and an uncommon underground, always active. So I might want to go to a cave system before leaving this zone, looking for underground animals. So we get a full scan. I feel like all the animals on this planet are like... Oh, have I ever scanned you? I guess I have. I feel like all the animals on this planet are like predators. no. Sentinel, go away. Hello, big freighter. Or Corvette, whatever you are. Flying overhead. Alright. Uranium is just up this way. That should help a lot. Early game, it's very challenging to keep your... on survival difficulty, I should say. Very challenging to keep your suit and tools and all that fueled. God, where is the uranium? There's a node here. Is it underground? That'd be weird. I guess it's underground. Fine by me, as long as it's actually here. Oh, for the love of... it was this? Great, thanks for the 1 uranium. 9, whatever. Okay, there wasn't more uranium nearby, so I'm gonna sit in the little divot hole I dug. Yeah, there's more uranium, 100 units that way. So recharging my radiation shield up to full to give my hazard protection a little bit of a break while I get more uranium. There we go. This is an actual cluster of uranium, which will be helpful. Fantastic. And I'm glad the Sentinels are like, leave me alone. Alright, that left me with 151 uranium. That will make venturing around on this planet and then launching much, much easier. Alright, so we needed to deploy the base computer. And my ship is over that way. So let's get moving. Feels a bit like Riddick, given the hostile worlds have been on. Yes. Yes, indeed. Before I leave this planet, I might go out to that distress signal, though. But I do intend to leave here. And then, if I can find a cave system that would be reasonably large enough to house the species I have yet to catalog, that would be a reasonable thing to do as well. Because, like, this cave system, way too small. Yeah, these are just little divots. Not actual caves. You are one creepy looking dude. That's a really cool looking animal though. Or sentient plant or whatever it is. I don't even know. Alright, heading to the distress signal. So I'm going to update the priority. Distress signal and catalog life. Before I do the base computer. So, how close is this distress signal? Do I need to... Yeah, I need to go to space. Sometimes it's like close to you. Sometimes, dipped too soon. Sometimes it's really far from you, and using your pulse drives for the ones that are not that close makes a lot more sense. So instead of taking 20 minutes to get there, we take 20 seconds to get there. Much better. Do a barrel roll. Which, that was actually not one. It was an Aerion, but whatever. Star Fox kind of screwed that up, didn't he? Alright, here we go. I am going to need my launch computers to land here. There's no pads nearby. But there's a busted ship here. The Swift Hand. It's a B-class ship. And it's a lot better than mine. So I'm going to claim it. It's a free ship. And I'll likely recycle it later. I don't really intend to use it. In the devices here, it's like junk stuff. That's why I've been ignoring it. I've just been destroying it. Oh, you got a black box. Inspect the recently installed ship tech. It was a blueprint for a teleport receiver. Cool. Okay, the other thing I wanted to see about was a cave system. So I'm going to try to get to high ground and look for cave systems so I can catalog the life. Oh, what is that, uranium? It is. Maybe I'll get a little uranium too. Uranium is one of those resources where if you're doing a lot of ship exploration, you're landing on other planets, you're going to want a lot of launch fuel. So having a bunch of uranium is really handy for that. Some materials early game, like chromatic metal, uranium, you know, you can have stacks of. You'll probably use it. Alright, I've scanned you. Now, there's a lot of other things that are buried here that, like, could be high value. But I'm not necessarily, like, full exploring right now. I'm just trying to catalog the life. And then get off. And unfortunately, this, I don't think warrants as a cave system, even though it's, like, cave-like. Yo! Did you just attack me? Big rude. That looks like a cave. We got a pillar, which is about, for me, it's going to be a word. Alright, let's try to find that last two species. I also have to be careful because there's a lot of hostile flora in here that will spray me with poison. Fun stuff. Unfortunately, my my species scan... Oh no, there is one of them. 60 units this way. Where are you? Oh, here you are. You look a little warm. Let's call you a Diglett. Although that's not what I'm thinking right now. There also happens to be vortex cubes. Alright, taking a look at the creature scanner. We've got curious deposits. I just want the last species, so let's do a little bit more caving. And they should pop up on the scanner if there's any around. Ouch. Y'all, don't be toxic. Because it'd be worth a lot of nanites if I could find it. Although, I think I'm running out of cave here. And the game did warn it was uncommon. Oh, this cave does go through. I have traveled 8,000 units. I'm going to spend maybe like one more minute looking for this yet to be cataloged species, and then I'll bail on this task and head back to the ship. It is worth a whole bunch of nanites, but I don't want to deviate too much from my awakenings goal. Basically, everything that is not awakenings, I am tabling until later. Oh, come on, this is a huge... did I circumnavigate? Am I back to where I was? No, because I would have picked up these cubes. I think. Maybe. Oh, here we go! Yes! Found it all! Okay. We are done cataloging the life here. So if I go to discoveries and go to fauna, I can now hold this to get 2,500 nanites as a completion bonus. So my nanites went from like 100 to 2,600. Kind of worth it. All right. The ship is literally directly above me, just about. So I'm lazy, or rather efficient. I'm just gonna dig my way out. Mostly because the terrain tool has, like, as long as you're digging, infinite fuel, because the material that you are excavating is used to fuel the thing, so you can do this kind of forever. And I should be out of here in just a moment, because I wasn't that deep. Ah, daylight. Alright, ship is this way. Oh boy. Tally-ho! Alright, I'm gonna switch back to the rad locker. Refuel my launch thrusters. And I would like to build my home computer on the hostile planet because pissing off sentinels is fun. Suicidal, but fun. Oh, great! Pirates! Haha! Okay. We offer a trade deal, friend. Your units or your life. How about your life? Because I like my life. So you get to die. So holding S will, like, sort of center you over your target. And then once you're aimed at the target, you should release S to do some manual aiming, or you'll, like, miss. It takes a little bit of finesse, but the space battles aren't that difficult unless you're pissing off, like, hordes. And I got a packet of suspicious goods. I'm actually going to open it up. It's a grav ball. Okay, cool. Where was the... Let's tag the planet I wanted to visit. So go to the discoveries. Which one was it? I think this one. Which is behind this planet. That explains why I couldn't see it. Is this the lush one? Nope, that's the hot one. Says it's this way. Oh, did I? I must have highlighted the wrong planet. That one. Before I go there, let's refuel our engines. So into the asteroid field, you can blow these things up for tritium, which is like booster fuel. You also get like gold and silver and sometimes hyperclusters, which can be used for fuel, breaking down for fuel. Very helpful. Okay, so the planet I want to visit is this one. There it is. And while we fly there, let's go ahead and break down that cluster. And then refuel our drives, our pulse engine drives. I'm going to move the uranium for my suit to my starship, because my starship uses uranium more than my suit does, now that I'm not on a radioactive world. And in transit, I'm just like refueling everything I can. Looking good. So, because this is a flourishing planet, I ought to be able to live here without, like, radiation shields and the like. So, although there's hostile sentinels, it will make for a little bit easier place to live. And maybe I can just, like, claim a little island in the middle of nowhere and be left alone. Yeah, I like these little sea stack islands. This will work. I live here now. Oh, sweet. There's like a whole herd of things here. This planet is so nice, it's oxygenated. I ain't even breathing out of my suit now. Hell yeah. Oh, hi Sentinel. Nope, I'm not here. Nope, totally not here. I am just part of the environment. Okay, they didn't buy it. A nice planet, but I'm sharing it with some real jerks. Hey, Fraggles. Oh no, this planet is not oxygenated. My oxygen meter just hadn't registered. Alright, let's see. If I want to live here and stay away from these sentinels... maybe I'll live down here. Now getting there is going to be a little challenging with my jetpack the way it is. So I'm going to have to like queue up a perfect charge to get up into there. Yeet! Okay. Can't find me if I'm a subterranean hobo. Alright. There's my base computer. No one's ever claimed here, so I'm going to claim it as my base. So there's a land claim. And it claims like all the land around me so that nobody can encroach. And now my base computer is online. So let's talk to it. Accessing log from previous user. Entry as follows. Storm sweeping across, but construction supplies low. Deposit shelter plans while need to back soon. So it wants me to build these things. Got it. And this allows me to construct a shelter. Now, in this case, I think it would not be such a terrible idea to build it up on the surface where I was, because I can dip into my shelter and escape from the sentinels. So I don't necessarily need to live in the cave now that I have the building plans. For these building plans, I'm going to need carbon. So let's get that built. Hey, Big C Panda, thank you for the resub. And it was nice and flat out here, so let's put it right there. So we got floors, wall, wall, wall. Oh, great, there's a storm. For the roof, I need some ferrite dust. Unfortunately, this island has, like, no ferrite. Like, at all. So it's actually a bit of a problematic place to live, now that I think about it. I mean, it has a few rocks, but, like, not much. So I might want to live more on the mainland so that there's harvestable resources around me. So I'll probably actually make that change in a minute. Let's go ahead and break down what I've done. And move to somewhere where there's actual resource availability. Plus, there's a superstorm and gross. I'm going to dip from the sentinels, I'm going to pull up my base claim, and then I'm going to plop this somewhere where I can actually have resources. Delete base. Confirm. All right, we'll find a different place to base. I did just use up some of my chromatic metal for that, but I got more. It's fine. All right, before they scan me, let's push off. And obviously, being like alone on a little island is not going to keep me from being harassed. Oh, don't hit so many trees; you'll break your ship. Is not going to stop me from being harassed, so I might as well just be maybe under this, like, landform? This will work. I'm going to stay in the ship for now, for the duration of the storm. But yeah, I like this spot a little better. Of course, the local PD are scanning me even in my ship. Man, they are really, they're really extra aggro. This planet might not work. They are hyper aggressive. Plus, the boiling temperature storms make this lush planet less attractive. So once I ditch these sentinels, I'll just take off from here and go to some other world. This place has been nothing but nasty to me. I thought it would work. Sometimes the sentinel worlds aren't so aggressive, but in my case, they are absolutely aggro. And I get time for that. Were you still following me? Fine. There, now you can't find me. Up. Launch. And let's get out of here. Alright, let's see. Of all the planets in the sector... Oops, that's not what I meant to do. Of all the planets in this sector... one that has, copper might be nice. The radioactive one is not terrible. Let's try the arid one. The arid one is... Oh, where is it? Oh, there it is. So as far as the planet modifiers, there's a bunch of different terms for hot. There's a bunch of different terms for cold. There's a, you know, so you just sort of get used to the planetary terms. So like erupting or supercritical, like supercritical relating to radiation. Erupting is, you know, heat, so on and so forth. And not every hot planet is going to be, there's different varying degrees of it. So some hot planets are pretty tolerable, some hot planets are completely intolerable, and you have everything in between. So it's hard to tell at a glance what planets are going to be awesome. Even the lush planets can have terrible storms, like the one I was just on had 110 degree, like burning hot storms. So I wouldn't really call that a lush planet when it becomes like death, you know, periodically. And you have to spend some time on the planet to learn whether or not it's going to be melting your face off or not. Wow, this is a water world. I would love to be on a landform, so let's look for land. I might not want to settle here either if it doesn't seem to have... I was just in a big ocean, I guess. The reason is I don't have, like, rebreathers. I don't have, like, fins. I don't have things that allow me to do subterranean survival. For real. Okay, let's kill you too, bud. But yeah, this planet looks fine. After I murder myself a pirate. Oh, 2 pirates. A 2-for-1 special. So G switches weapons in your ship as much as it switches tools in your multi-tool. And the rocket launchers have long cooldown, but it does a lot of damage. So there we go. Pulse cannon, rocket launch, and they're dead. And the Gek are going to appreciate me taking out the trash, so to speak. The trash being, of course, these enemies. So there is a... Is that a distress? Yeah, there's another distress pilot here. Or crashed pilot. But this is where I'll put my base computer. So I'm getting yet another ship. Awesome. Come on. Departure of Souls. A C-class ship that I'll claim. Alright, it's 55 degrees here. It's hot, but not like gonna murder me hot. At least not very quick. And now let's get back to the base building that I had intended to do on the lush planet before I got attacked and burnt up. It has some pretty cool, like, geological features here, like terrain scars or something. Alright, we already read this. This is about building a shelter. And I'll update my priority now. My priority is going to be Awakenings again. And if I follow the Awakenings path long enough, I'll be able to unlock enough that I can start just doing things for myself. Oops. And then I'll have you guys polled about what to work on. So the door... Oh, a firestorm's incoming. Yay! But I did have enough ferrite this time around, so there we go. There's our walls and roof. And in this case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go edit my base computer and bring it inside so I can interact with it and be protected from the environment. Alright, next step. Additional entries recovered. Construction largely a success. Recovered salvage data from nearby. Plans logged. Scans indicate additional subterranean devices. Begin search. Whoever recorded these logs evidently had some success. I had access to the plans and perhaps I can learn from their efforts. So, a construction research unit. Magnetized ferrite and carbon nanotubes. So, magnetized ferrite is going to be refined pure ferrite. So I have some, I didn't use up all my pure ferrite, did I? Well, I guess I'll have to make some more pure ferrite. Oh, you know what? It's probably in my ship, and it switched ships on me. No, I didn't put it in my ship. Okay. Well, we'll make some magnetized ferrite once this storm's over. I have 24 pure ferrite, and then pure ferrite once again smelts at 2-to-1 to mag ferrite. And I'm sheltered from the storm, but I can still scan like terrain features while in here. But while outside, I die in 33 seconds, so it's not like I should go around doing anything until this storm's over. It's not exactly a friendly storm. Storm over? Nope. There we go. So I've got 12 out of 20 of the mag ferrite, and then we'll need carbon nanotubes. I'll just make the carbon nanotubes now. Thank you for tuning in to No Man's Sky, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below, but please keep in mind I've called for no backseating or spoilers, so avoid those in the comments if you could. Thank you. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow travelers.